Okay, so welcome back to this YouTube Ads Masterclass. This is the second video in the series, and we've already talked about your customer psychology and the offer and how to position that in the right way. Now, we're going to start to focus on targeting and making sure we're getting in front of the right audience for your business. Okay, now there are several ways of targeting your audience on YouTube. We're going to walk through them one by one and then give you some ideas about how you might get started, whether you want to start slow and build up, or if you want to get like really big audience traction really quickly and really scale to very, very large budgets indeed, whilst also keeping it focused on a return on investment or ROAS, return on ad spend. Okay, cool. So let's get into it, because with targeting, I'm going to walk through 8 different ways of getting in front of your customers, and they're all very, very powerful indeed. So the first way you might like to consider is remarketing. Now, remarketing pretty much is identical to retargeting if you're used to, let's say, Facebook, for example, or Instagram or anywhere like that. You're going to find that when you run your ads on YouTube, you have the option to get back in front of people that have visited your website or certain pages on your website. And depending on how sophisticated you can be based on time on your site or anything like that, and really categorize exactly the right different people that have been to certain pages on your website. But you can also do it based on the content of your videos as well on youtube.com. So if people have watched certain videos as an ad or commented or liked some of your organic videos, you can make lists of those people and then you can get your ads back in front of those people, which can be really effective. So remarketing is one strategy. Another strategy you might like to do is placement targeting. So if you think about all the adverts that are running on YouTube, you know, there's like pre-roll ads, or actually called in-stream ads. When they're running and you have to wait for that first 5 seconds to press the skip ad button, those are the types of ads that you're going to be running, right? Now, you can target the individual videos on YouTube that you want to run your ad in front of, which means you can say, right, I know my audience that are going to love that meditation video, for example, created by this YouTube creator or this YouTube content creator. And you might say, great, I want to put my ad in front of that video every single time someone watches that video, if at all possible. And that's what you do. You take the URL of that video, you plug it into your account, and it means that your video is very, very likely to run in front of your audience when they're exactly just about to watch that meditation video. Incredibly powerful. But also, it doesn't stop there. You can get hundreds, if not thousands, of these different placements. And there's tools that you can use to do that. AdZoola is one of my favorites for doing that. There are other ones like TubeSift and V-Roll as well. Lots of different options available to you there. And they are great tools to be able to get lots and lots of exposure and grab loads of those placements all at once. So those are great platforms to use to grab loads of placements, but it doesn't stop at just videos. You can also do channels as well. So when it comes to certain people or certain celebrities or certain like local celebrities in your niche or your market, you can find their channels and run your ads in front of all of their videos. So again, placement targeting can be very powerful indeed. As we move on and up the scale, we can then look at keyword targeting. So if your customers are going to YouTube, having typed in keywords to Google or YouTube or watch content with keywords in them as well, YouTube almost like building a list of those people in that session they're taking. Like, so once they have their browser open, they're on youtube.com. It means that if they've typed in that keyword recently, you can get in front of them with your ad. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly when they're watching that content. They may have typed in that keyword, watched a few videos around that, lost interest, and then started watching some music videos or something. Whilst they're watching those music videos, they can still see your ads because you're kind of following them around during that session, because recently they watched content or typed in keywords that were very relevant to your business. And as a result, you can get in front of them. So it's slightly contextual, but it means that it can get some really good scale as well. And I love keyword targeting on YouTube. The next one, as we build up, is custom intent audiences. Now, custom intent audiences are people, you can build audiences of people yourself, they're custom built, but you build them through keyword targeting. So you can take a bunch of keywords that you think are relevant to your business, maybe your highest performing keywords if you're already running YouTube ads. You can lump them all together. You need about 50 or so, and you put them all together, and then you kind of inside of your ad platform, you can create that custom intent audience. Now, these can work incredibly well, especially when you start to build up and you use some types of campaigns called target CPA campaigns, or target cost per acquisition campaigns, or maximum conversion campaigns as well. This is where you're allowing Google's AI to kind of support you in your growth for leads and sales. And when you're using custom intent with that type of targeting, it can work incredibly well. So custom intent can build those audiences of people that are likely to be typing that type of content in, and you can get in front of them that way, which is really, really cool. Quite a new feature, but a very powerful feature. Moving on, as we get bigger and bolder, we're moving into topic targeting now. So Google topic loads and loads of websites, and they kind of assign different categories of topics to loads of different websites there. Now, it's all done kind of in an automatic format, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of topics that you can choose from potentially. But Google are doing exactly the same thing with all of the videos out there as well. So if you choose to highlight one of the pre-made topics inside of your ad account that's defined by Google, it might just be that your audience are watching videos about certain topics, and it means you can get in front of people when they're watching videos that fall into that topic that Google have predefined as relevant to that topic. And again, by using Google's AI and some of their campaigns that help you build out with there, this can help you really start to scale up. And I love topics. Work very, very well when you find them, but you have to go through a few of them to work out which ones work best for your business. Then you can work on similar audiences. Now, similar audiences are rather like lookalike audiences if you're familiar with Facebook advertising. And similar audiences, they'll build a list of people that are like the people that you already have an audience of. So that could be people that are like the people that have watched your videos, that have visited your website, that are converted on your website, are similar to your email database, all this type of thing. If you're working out your audience, you can, and you're kind of finding that you have a lot of audiences that are interacting with your business already, Google will automatically build you similar audiences, and it means you can start to advertise to people just like the people who are already taking the actions that you wish people to take, and that can help you scale a lot further as well. Then we start to move into in-market audiences. And this is where in the last 7 to 14 days, if you have recently changed your behavior on Google and you start to look at new things, Google are taking a track of that, and they're realizing something's happening in your world that is different to usual. So for example, if I'm about to go on holiday, the chances are I start to look at car rentals, hotels, flights, all that type of thing. And Google then know, okay, Tom's going on holiday soon, and therefore they'll kind of know my destination. They know what sort of buyer I am based on what type of car and what type of hotel I stay at. It's amazing what Google's data have on me. And I start to then see adverts that are relevant to me. And they're collecting all this information about us at all times. So in-market audiences, they're predefined by Google, and there's lots and lots of them that you can choose from. And likewise, you have affinity audiences as well. So these are slightly different to in-market in the way that in-market was the last 7 to 14 days, you've changed your behavior, and it fits because you're about to do something, potentially like researching TVs could be another one for in-markets. But affinities is where you have a consistent passion about something. So if I was really into surfing or cooking or fashion or anything like that, then the chances are that Google will track that data about me, notice I keep on going back to those places, and then it knows, okay, cool, you fall into this type of affinity audience that they've predefined. Now, there's affinity audiences that you can select from. You can also build your own custom affinity audiences, and we'll go into that in just a second. Now, if you are just getting started, some people think that, I'll just get started with the easy stuff like remarketing. And of course, it's a great place to get started because you can dip your toe into the water, you can get some great return on ad spend, and remarketing can be a great platform to start out with. But I would encourage you to say, right, if you're just going to focus on remarketing, also have a look at some areas you can start to explore pretty rapidly as well. So as you start to explore more areas to advertise or to target on YouTube, the next stage is up is you're going to want to start looking at placement targeting, keyword targeting, and custom intent targeting. If you want to take things slow, that's the next step to go beyond remarketing. These types of targeting on the YouTube platform can be very cost effective, and it's not going to help you really scale, but it's going to get you some solid return on investment, and you can have control over how the whole campaign is running. And you mean once you mix this with the demographic targeting, like your ages and your genders that make most sense to your business, you can just really drive some very good cost-effective leads and sales for your business at pretty good scale, but it's not going to scale to huge amounts every single day. So that's what we talk about in the next type of targeting. So as we look at the different types of targeting available to you when you're looking to scale up a little bit further, it's the bottom 4 that we talked about. So that'd be topic targeting, similar audience targeting, in-market targeting, and affinity audience targeting as well. So these are the 4 that I would really recommend you look at when you're looking to really scale up your accounts. Now, if we look at topic targeting inside of the account itself, you can see that there's a whole host of different topics available to you. I've just taken a quick screenshot here. So you've got art and entertainment, you've got autos and vehicles, you've got beauty and fitness, etc., as you go down. But you also, let's say, for example, we chose beauty and fitness, and we just hit that down arrow just to the right-hand side. It opens up and it gives you a whole new batch of different topics available to you again. So you can see here that you have things like fitness and hair care, and even at the bottom there, weight loss, for example. So if you're selling products and services around the weight loss industry, you're definitely going to want to look at some of these topics that can be available to you when you're running your ads. Now, when you look at in-market audiences, again, if we take a quick screenshot of what's available to you inside of your account, you'll see a lot of different options available to you. So I've just chosen one here, baby and children's products. That means that like probably a parent's looking online, looking at kind of different baby products and that type of thing that they'd be most interested in. And if you look at those and click inside, you'll see there's so many more that you can choose from as well. So you've got baby and children's apparel, child car seats, childcare and education, and then one that would be very prevalent to me because I've got some young kids. You've got strollers and baby carriers and baby carriages, infant and toddler feeding, loads of stuff that will be applicable for parents here. So if you had your eye on targeting the parent market, for example, or the mum market, then this can be very, very effective type of targeting with in-market targeting. And then, of course, we can move into affinity audiences. And again, if you look in here, there's going to be predefined audiences you can select from. I've just chosen one here that says home and garden. So if you were to click into that and get into a bit more detail, you can see underneath you've got kind of do-it-yourselfers, and home decor enthusiasts. Now, you might think to yourself, well, they're not relevant to me. That doesn't seem relevant to my product at all. But just remember that there's some indications here that says something about these types of audiences. First of all, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the exact words that are chosen. I don't think the actual labels of these audiences are that effective and that accurate. But what I'm looking for in particular is saying, right, these people are likely, if they're do-it-yourselfers or they are home decor enthusiasts, and they're really interested in their home and garden, the chances are they're going to be of a slightly older age demographic, probably. Age is probably about 35 plus, I would have thought. But also, they're probably going to own their own home. If they're into home and gardening, and they're into gardening, they're do-it-yourselfers type people, they're likely to have their own home, likely to have their own garden, or have their own kind of activity they like doing. And it means they're on a certain bracket of affluence. They have some money behind them. So it's just a good indicator sometimes to be like, okay, cool. Whilst this might not seem super relevant to me, it's still worth a test because it might be the type of people that I advertised to. It might be the type of people that are likely to buy my products as well. So you're just looking for some indications sometimes with these audiences to say, are they going to fit my audience? Now, there's also custom affinity audience, and this is something that's a bit newer to Google, and they're starting to develop this more and more. But with custom affinity audiences, you can now start to get into a lot more detail about a few areas, and 4 in particular I want to highlight here. So if you see here, I've highlighted that and I'm just going to bring it into a larger view here. You can start to build custom affinity audiences based on people's passions and their interests, of course. Based on their interests, you can just start typing things in like hiking. They're really into hiking, and then you just choose your own interests and Google will work out what that actually means. You've got URLs. So if there's certain websites out there that dedicate themselves, like blogs, to hiking, for example, choose those URLs as well. They can be great indicators of the type of people you're looking to get in front of. Likewise, you've got place. So place is based on people's mobile data, and if they go into certain places like a golf club or a spa, for example, Google are tracking that information about them based on Google Maps. I know it's crazy, but that's the sort of information that Google have on you when you sign your user agreements and things like that. And then you have apps as well. So if you've downloaded certain apps onto your phone, Google will know a little bit more information about that, and they'll say, great, if they have that app, they fall into this affinity audience, and then you can start running ads to those people as well. And it really means you can build these audiences that are very designed for you and your business. And it just might be that you can crack these and then you can really, really scale. I'm talking about scale of like $20,000 plus per day if you kind of let it go and allow that budget to be available. But of course, it's different for every business. You might be starting small with just like $10 a day and that's fine. Or you might be starting big and you say, great, I want to have a big impact because I've got an event next week and I've got a lot of budget to spend because I just want to see how big I can make this. So it's different for everybody, horses for courses, but the options available to you on YouTube are colossal. So if you found this useful and you're enjoying this content, please do make sure you subscribe. This is the whole reason I'm putting all this content together. So again, if you're watching this video, look below this video, you'll see a red button. If you're on a mobile, click that and subscribe. If you're on a desktop, bottom right-hand corner, you're gonna see an option there to subscribe as well. If you hover over that watermark area, it'll open up a button, subscribe there as well. So please do that, because that's the whole reason I'm putting this together. And if you subscribe, I know this is good content, I know you're enjoying it, and I can give you more content just like this. Of course, if you hate this content, I don't know why you're still watching it, but if you do, let me know why. I'm just genuinely interested in, I would love to know. So leave your comments below, unless you're a YouTube hater or something like that. If that's the case, or if you're a troll or something like that, try and be nice. We all get bad comments. My ego does get bruised every now and again, but I'm doing my best out here, all right? Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do in the next video is get into a little bit more detail about the creative and how we're gonna put videos together to make them really very, very effective to turn viewers into clickers and clickers into seeing your offers so they buy, and it all becomes very cost effective. So what you need to do now, as you're watching this video, you're going to see another button that you can click to go through to the next video. Please make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so yet already, but also click to go through to the next video and watch the final video in this series. Alrighty, hope this has been useful. I'll see you in the next video.